Ever pondered over the cost of liberation? Not in terms of lives lost or infrastructure destroyed, but the cost borne by those accused of betrayal. Today, we delve into the hair-pulling War of 1944, a time when the euphoria of liberation in France was mixed with a disturbing tradition, the practice of head shaving. As a mark of shame, it became a widespread act, a public spectacle rooted in historical origins that resurfaced in the 20th century. The victims of this practice were diverse, many of whom were falsely accused. Among them were prostitutes, teenagers, and women who had relationships with German soldiers, often out of sheer necessity. The act of head shaving was not just an act of cutting hair, it was a public humiliation, a physical abuse that left an indelible mark on the victims. Under the guise of liberation, this practice turned into a war on its own, a hair-pulling war that left a lasting impact on society. The act of head shaving, more than just a physical act, became a symbol of public humiliation and abuse during the liberation. The aftermath of the war, as one might expect, was not all celebrations and relief. There were deep-seated resentments and bitterness that have been left largely unspoken. Post-war France was a landscape of paradoxes. Liberation was paired with punishment, freedom with humiliation. The head-shaving practice, a supposed act of justice, continued in various parts of France, even when some resistance leaders tried to halt it. The sheer scale of these incidents is staggering. At least 20,000 women, from all walks of life, were subjected to this public shaming. Their heads were shorn not just of hair, but of dignity. The lasting impacts of these acts were profound, not only on the victims, but also on French society. The echoes of these events lingered, sowing seeds of bitterness and resentment among people towards those accused of collaboration. Yet, this is not just a tale of resentment, but also a reflection of our collective humanity. It forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about justice and revenge. The hair-pulling War of 1944, a forgotten chapter of history, serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of war and liberation. It compels us to question, at what cost do we seek justice, and when does it turn into revenge?